So there you have it. It's a bulkhead. Welcome, folks. Mother Nature has decided to give us a little break from the freezing cold temperature, so I decided to come out this morning and see what I could get done. I'm in the forward cabin, and behind me, Lori wants a bulkhead to close off the v-berth from the main section of the forward cabin, so I've got to make myself a template, and we'll cut it out, stick it in, and see what happens.
This bulkhead was pre-cut by the CNC company that cut the kit, and from whatever cutting files were supplied by the designer, and we didn't have any input or choice having bought the kit secondhand. So Lori wants to isolate the v-berth from the rest of the main forward cabin and by a bulkhead and a doorway. So we're going to make a filler piece. The first step of this whole process is making a template, and I've ripped down a 2x6 into 3/16 inch thick strips that I'll use to glue the template together with the hot glue gun. I have a rough idea how wide the door needs to be, so just marking out on the frames where I think it's going to go. You'll see a little later I use my digital level, but the boat is not level. It's got a slight lift to port, so that happens every spring with freeze-thaw cycles. The ground, the boat moves, yeah, but I correct that later on. It's a pretty simple process to make a template. I haven't made too many, and this is probably the largest one I made, so I know I made a few mistakes, but that's what thickened epoxy and fiberglass and all that other stuff is for. Please don't laugh at my pants. I got them off the discount rack for $12, so they're good enough for the workboat. I'm not here to make a fashion statement. It's getting pretty tight in the forward cabin. There's not many places to get the camera into a decent position to see exactly what's going on. Pretty nice day out. A little damp, Snow, ice is melting, but it was probably 6 or 7 degrees inside my little tent workshop. I was smart enough this time to think ahead and mark the template which edges were cuts and where the radiuses went and which was the forward side and which was the aft side. If you look close, you can see the little arrows where I've indicated where the cuts go. Here I'm just filling in the blanks where the lines were blocked by the template. One last check with the template just to make sure everything's kosher before I go ahead and cut this out. The frame for the bulkhead has a bit of a curve on the top, so I've kept this offcut to use as a template for many years, and here it is being needed out again. You can use your circular saw to cut these fine curves if you set the blade fairly shallow, so it's not cutting much more than the thickness of the plywood, and it allows you to follow that line. It helps a lot if your battery's fully charged, which mine wasn't, so I struggled a bit with this one. The dreaded plunge cut. I've done a few of these, so I think I'm getting them down pretty good. Not perfect, but we're getting there. These are lead weights that I bought for ballast on the boat, but they make good stands when you're cutting plywood on your workbench to hold it up off the surface. That's pretty much it for this episode, folks. Thanks for looking in. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
So there you have it. It's a bulkhead.